out there. Let's now look at paper 2. When it comes to paper 2, this paper is having 2 compulsory equally weighted test items. So you who are taking the items, you the learners, the candidates, you are going to attempt all the items. So each candidate should have a blank compact disc or even a rewritable. Then item takers must continuously save their work to avoid loss of work in case of power outage. Each candidate must produce both hard copies and soft copies of all his or her work. Candidates are advised to have an independent folder for every item attempted in paper 2. The 2 folders should then be saved in a general folder bearing the initials of the candidate. This paper will take 2 hours and 30 minutes. And this paper also takes 50% for the end of cycle assessment. So let's see this paper in detail. You will find that the basis of assessment for the practical paper, we have said this is from the elements of construct. Element of construct 4 and 5, these are the ones that form paper 2. Item 1 is looking at a learner manipulating data using different application programs. We shall see those application programs. Then element of construct 5, which forms item 2, is assessing the learner using a publishing software to design, produce, and publish publications and websites. Let's now talk about item 1 of paper 2. When it comes to item 1, which says that a learner manipulates data using application programs, these are the skills we expect you to answer. So your responses should target on using appropriate application. You must read the scenario very well. After reading it, before reading the task, you open the support files. Look at the support files. What are they saying? I mean, how do they look like? Then from there, go to the task. Read the task. After reading the task, you should know which applications you are going to use. This is what I mean. For example, when you go to your item 2, you have seen the item 2 question. For example, if we look at this item 2 question, we are seeing, for example, this item 1. You read through this item 1, they have said that there is a file called to get a savings, and there is another one called loan reminder. So meaning that when you look at those 2 files, and then they have said that you have support files as follows. You have loan reminder, you open that support file, you look at it, then you also open to get a savings file, you look at it. If it is an Excel, also look at it. For example, if it was an Excel file, you also open and look at it. Maybe it is an image, you can also look at it. Then after looking at them, read the task. Using the support files provided, create an electronic version. If you see something like an electronic version, that means that at least you're going to involve Excel and database. Then they say produce a visual. A visual, that means that we need a pictorial representation, and a visual can be a line graph, can be a column graph, can be a bar graph, can be a pie chart, etc. A visual representation, a graph, a pictorial representation. So then from there we are saying Roman 2, data entry. We must see that you have tabulated your data or you have entered data. You have edited the support files provided. You have formatted, making it visually appealing to the scholar. Then we need to see relevant use of application tools, examples of application tools. If, for example, you have attempted item 1, and in your attempting item 1 you have edited the files. For example, here editing, you have added a title. After adding a title, you have increased its font size, you have bolded it, you have given it a color. That is formatting, making it visually appealing. You have made tables on such data. After making tables on such data, how can someone design format under table design? This is formatting, making it visually appealing. Then we are talking about formatting. More to that, formatting. Someone can format by, for example, adding a headed paper. I've added this logo, I've added this, I've added a line. That is also formatting. I'm also using application tools, headers and footers, shapes to draw a line, a drop cap, that is also a tool. Another one can even go to page layout or design. You put a watermark. So I can put at least a watermark, can be an image. So that is also using application tools. You browse, you look for at least maybe an image from your support files, you put it there. Okay, so here I've put a watermark behind. That is also an application tool. When it comes to Excel, what are some of the application tools? Make sure you put your headers and footers. That is also a tool. Then put a header, say my personal number. Go to footer, you can put your names. That is a tool. Another tool that I can use, I can design my content. So I highlight my data. For example, this one, I put a background color. That is also a tool. Renaming your sheets, that is a tool. Performing calculations, that is a tool. Can highlight, for example, original data. I can highlight my data. I go to conditional formatting, color schemes, I apply that. That is also a tool. Copy and paste is a tool. So then in Access, what are some of the application tools? So when you look at Access, you have generated tables, you have generated different queries. Then under your form, you have performed some calculations, you have added headers and footers, you have performed calculations, added a logo, date and time. Those are different tools. You have created a report, it is a tool which features a heading, a logo, a footer. So all those are application tools. In PowerPoint, you have added animations, you have added transitions, you have added images, you have added text, you have used shapes. Those are tools. Then representation of data, I've said if it is PowerPoint, multimedia, animations, transitions, sound, images, videos, all those are multimedia clips. Then if it is Excel, there is graphical data. You have generated a graph in Excel. So if you have generated a graph and it is there, you have labeled it very well, you can rename it, for example, and say column graph. So make sure there is pictorial representation in your data. Then more to that, we need to see your product, soft copy, burnt on a CD, and hard copy printed. Then, which topics should you practice with while attempting item 1 of paper 2, where we are saying that you are manipulating data using different application programs? You must have knowledge of word processing 1 and word processing 2. That is topic 4 and topic 9. Practice them very well. You must have knowledge of topic 5 and topic 10. That is spreadsheet 1 and spreadsheet 2. You must have knowledge of topic 6, that is presentation, and you must have knowledge of topic 12, that is database management system. That's why we said you read the scenario, open the support files, come to the task. You will know which application programs to use on item 1. these are 4 applications. A candidate is supposed to use a minimum of 2 applications and a maximum of 3 applications. So we are saying at best minimum applications on attempting item 1 and maximum 3 applications out of the 4 for manipulating data using different application programs. Then when it comes to item 2, these are the skills we are looking out for. 1. Have you managed to use appropriate application? If it is publisher, have you used Microsoft Publisher? If it is desktop publishing, have you used Publisher? If the number is about web design, designing an online platform, have you used a web authoring software such as WordPress, such as Expression Web, such as Dreamweaver, such as Joomla, and very many other out there? Appropriate application. Then, is there content? Do you have matter? In other words, and do you have a relevant message in your publication? Do you have grammar and spelling issues? Have you managed to include a title? For example, let me base on this. We are saying that when it comes to item 2, it is either publications, where you are using desktop publishing software to design a publication, such as a newsletter, such as a brochure, a business card. It can be a certificate, it can be a calendar, many publications, you know them, for publisher. That is for designing a digital static publication. Or the question wants you to create a website, which is an online platform. And in whatever you are doing, for example, if you have attempted item 2 and you have, for example, used publisher to design, e.g., a newsletter, is there a title somewhere? We need to see your title. For example, our coffee, your coffee, and I'm including a title, Kano Coffee Farmers Association, something like that. We need to see a title in your work. If it was not here, Kano Coffee Farmers Association, someone can put it somewhere there. So we need to see what we call a title in your work. Title. Then we need to look at spelling and typing. So we look at the work, there are no spelling errors. We look at that. Then, more to that, we need to see, is the message relevant? Do you have date and time? Is there contact information? So we are looking at date and time. If I open this publication, someone is telling me that this publication is first edition, August 20th, 2024. We are looking at date. Then, more to that, we need to see the contact information. Phone number is here. What is your email? Where are you located? We need to see all those ones in your publication. So maybe the website, we are looking at that. The slogan, motto, quarte coffee from the heart of Uganda. We are seeing your motto. Then, more to that, we are looking at the following. Layout of the publication. Is your publication well organized? Have you used shapes, for example, to organize your content? Have you used the text boxes? You can see these are text boxes. Have you managed to put some images there? So use text boxes to organize your content. Text boxes. You can see how the content is organized. Then, more to that, we need to see page setup, paper size, margins, and orientation. So we need to see, for example, if you are going to print this work, if I click File, Print, is this work fitting on an A4 page? Is your printer, if it is colored well and good, if it is black, it is okay. So is this work on an A4 page? So make sure it fits on a page. It can be 1 page per sheet. That means that I will print this. Next, I will print this. If, for example, you are working on I go page design, change template, home, and I click, for example, business cards, and I choose any design. For example, this, and I create business cards, and I go to page setup. For example, on printing, am I able to print multiple cards per page? For example, on an A4 page, and I click, for example, portrait or landscape, then here multiple copies per sheet. If they want, for example, 8 or 12, how are they spaced? Page setup. One could even go to page design, then here there is page setup, click the ribbon launcher under page setup, work out on all these page setups, the margins, the vertical and horizontal gap, and all that. So we need to see you working on your paper size, e.g. A4, A5, etc. Margins and orientation. For example, if I'm looking at click file, print. So on printing, orientation here, portrait, maybe I want it in the landscape. So all that, you need to take care of that. More to that, let's look at graphics. Remember, you will be provided with support files. So support files, how have you displayed the pictures given? How have you distributed them? Have you managed to put a logo somewhere? Have you managed to use the images provided to you to distribute them in your work? For example, this is a logo which I have gotten from the support files. I'm distributing the images everywhere. So utilize the images given to you and make sure the logo is included somewhere in your work. If it is, for example, a website number, if, for example, item 2 required me to produce an online platform, we need to see a logo, we need to see a title, we need to see that at best you have distributed images. For example, in About Us, there are tables, content is well laid, images are well distributed, given with captions. Then here, showroom, this is a gallery page, images are well distributed. Contact us page, have you included the information? Reach out to us, we are located here, or call us with these phone numbers. And is there an email? Have you created an online form with a feedback page? So we need to see these ones. If it is an online platform, then we are saying date and time, that Charles was established in 2010, date. So all those ones, if it is a website or a publication, this is the skill we are looking out for. Distribute images, the logos, etc. Then contrast. Take care of font size, font face, font color, and background. For example, when you look at this publication here, we are seeing these font colors are bigger, this one slightly bigger. Then here, we are even putting some drop caps in our work. Font color is there, font size, we are taking care of it. You can see that, font color is there. Then this one is the background color. We are looking at background for our publication. We are looking at background color. So when you are designing, the background color is there. Go to page design, background, pick a background color and put a color in your publication. Font size, if you can put a drop cap, well and good. Highlight your content, go to insert, drop cap. Under the shape format and text boxes, you are able to play around here. Text box, pick a drop cap. Make sure your content is really standing out and appealing. Then more to that, that was contrast, background color. If it is a website, we need to see at least some background color. When I mean background, when you look at this home page, there is a background. This is my image working as a background. Then when you look at our contact us page, there is a background color. So take care of it. Think of font size, font face, background, generally contrast. Publication interface tools. If it is a website design number, we are looking at the following tools: logo, title, horizontal lines, or separators. We are looking at a form, that is a tool. We are looking at a marquee, that is a tool. The top header or the banner, and maybe a footer, all those are tools. You must link pages to one another. If they are tools, you have included tables, or you have included columns, all those are tools. If it is a publication, we expect you to have used shapes. For example, to lay out your content can be ovals, can be rectangles, can be text boxes. We expect you to use, for example, the master page. So under view, I go to master page, and then I put headers and footers. Then I put a background color using my master page. So take care of that master page. Those are tools that we are talking about. Different tools, either in publisher or in web design. That is for item 2. Then finally, presentation of the product. We need to see the file format. If we have designed web pages, we expect to see HTML files. So we expect to see HTML files. If we have designed publisher, we expect to see PUB files. And finally, burn your work on a CD. And we also need to see a hard copy printed on your hard copies. So you will find that before you start doing the paper, you need to plan for your 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let me also take this opportunity to thank Mr. Mugume from Immaculate Heart Girls in Rukunjiri for inviting me to talk to your learners. Let me also thank Joy Cornerstone Leadership Girls Matuga for inviting me to talk to your learners. I also would like to thank Juliet Normancy for inviting me in Rusunju to talk to your learners. So this is the planning for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Take the first 10 minutes interpreting the questions and choosing the right application. I've said here, read the scenario. Open the support files before looking at the task. After opening the support files, see how the data is arranged, and choose the right applications to use after interpreting it for item 1 and item 2. Then take at least maximum 60 minutes on attempting and approaching item 1. Then take 60 minutes on approaching and attempting item 2. Take 10 minutes printing your work on A4 papers. That is the hard copy product. After printing your work, you can finally burn what resembles the printout. So take 10 minutes in burning your work on a CD or DVD. That is the soft copy product. So this is the planning that you can use. So even after the 60 minutes, you can use 5 minutes to print that work. Then after 60 minutes of item 2, take 5 minutes to print that work. Then finally burn all your work on the CD. So that is the planning. Let me also thank Mr. Tony for inviting me at SACO SS Wobulenzi to talk to your learners. Then, why do candidates fail practicals? 1, there is cyberphobia. Some candidates are fearing computers, others have slow typing speed, and they don't complete the given content in time. Some are using wrong applications to do tasks required for a particular application. More to that, failing to interpret questions. These two go hand in hand, and I've said this is the best planning. Please take 10 minutes to interpret those questions. And please, if you don't know how to approach item 1 and item 2, even for paper 1, check in the video description. I've included all the videos that I've done helping you in attempting item 1 and item 2. If it is website design, the videos are there. If the number is for using desktop publisher, I've also included all the videos. Then let me also thank Mr. Charles Sinsereko for inviting me at Our Lady of Africa Mukono to talk to those learners. More to that, you find that you are working to beautify the work, leaving out the required skills. We have talked about the required skills from the beginning, that these are the skills, for example, for item 1. These are the skills for item 2. Please take note of these skills and ensure that while answering, you are looking at those required skills. Then, failure to burn work on CD, and then you burn shortcuts. Too bad. We need to see you burning your work properly. At the end of this video, I'm also going to show you how to burn your work properly on CD and avoid handing in shortcuts. Then more to that, failure to print work, and then you find that you have submitted an empty CD. Please, let's avoid all this. Let me also thank Standard High School Zana for also inviting me to talk to your learners. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you very much, mister. Then, how best can we handle? 1. You practice and avoid cyberphobia. Use a computer you are familiar with, please, for an exam. I know some candidates, whenever they go for practicals, you have those computers where you normally sit, those computers you love to practice, please. You also use those computers you are familiar for an exam. Then, some schools, you find that they borrow laptops for an exam and candidates are not used. Please, don't make those candidates fail. Let them use computers they have been practicing with. So if a candidate has not been practicing with a laptop, don't punish that candidate. The candidate can do in the next shift, but not forcing the candidate to use a computer they are not familiar with. Then more to that, even though you know the instructions prior to the exam, please read those instructions. Then time yourself each question to take about 60 minutes maximum. We have seen the planning, at least 60 minutes item 1, 60 minutes item 2. So we have seen the planning. So let me also take this opportunity to thank the teacher in Guru, that is the school called the Oche Champion, that is Mr. Charles, for inviting me to talk to your learners. Let me also thank Sacred Heart SS Mushanga. I also got time to talk to those learners, and I'm sure these skills and tips, they are going to help you so much. So, more to that, take some time to read through each question from the entire question paper. Ensure you don't save shortcuts on your folder and CDs. Ensure before you print, the work fits on paper and not overflowing. So for example, when you are going to print your work, if I'm on sheet 1, click File, Print, then here make sure you choose A4. After choosing A4, if the work doesn't fit, orientation, landscape, or from page layout, orientation, landscape, then you can print. Even here, click File, Orientation, Page Layout, Orientation, Landscape. Make sure the work is fitting on paper and not flowing. When it comes to database, click File, Print, Preview. Then if the work can't fit on landscape, on portrait, click Landscape, then Print. You click OK. If it is a form, here, click File, Print, Preview. Then this one is okay in portrait, but if you made it in a tabular form, click Landscape. But here we want portrait, print, then OK. Then for queries, open your query, click File, Print, Preview. If this can't fit, for example, this can't fit, click Landscape. The work will fit there properly. Then you can choose Print, then OK. Same for tables. Open, click File, Print, Preview, check. If it can't fit, Landscape, Print, OK. Then, if it is Microsoft Word, and that is your work, click File, Print, then here choose A4. After choosing A4, click Print, all the work will come out. Then if you have done PowerPoint, we expect you to click File, Print, then here Full Page, click there and choose these, for example 6 slides per page or 9 slides depending on how many you have per page. So that is how we can do the printing of our PowerPoint. So from there, click on Print. I said under Slides, you choose the number of slides you want to appear on each slide. Can be landscape, can be portrait. So whichever, choose and print. When you print, your slides will be able to come out. So if it is website design, so here go home, you right click, print or Ctrl P. So before you print, make sure you scroll down. So if I have this as my printer, make sure you scroll down, click More Settings, and you put a tick on background graphics so that the background will be displayed, all your logos will come. If this work can't fit on a landscape page, up here, put it to portrait, and your work should be able to fit. But this one is squeezed. Let's put it to landscape. Now our work is okay. Print. Then go to About Us, right click, Print or Ctrl P. Make sure you scroll down More Settings, enable background graphics here. After enabling that, check all your work. If it is not fitting, you can put to portrait. After that, if the work is fitting, if not, take it back to landscape, you print. Go to another page, right click, Print or Ctrl P, then you can also print your page like that. So make sure background graphics are enabled, print. Then if it is publisher, we have also seen how to print there. If you have designed a newsletter, if I have designed anything, go File, Print. Then here, make sure it is A4, 1 page per sheet, you print. So that is printing. I've talked about. Make sure the work is not overflowing. Also, try to understand the requirements of the questions. You only impress the examiner, whom we call the scholar, by showing the asked skills. The asked skills, I said they are here. The asked skills are here. Even for paper 1, the asked skills are here. The asked skills are here. The asked skills are here. So please take note of all those skills and follow the guidance that I've given you. Your candidates should be able to do well. So let's look at the process of burning work on CD. So remember, we have said a candidate should at best burn work on a CD, R or a CD rewritable. Others are using DVDs, no problem, but DVDs take longer in burning than CD-R. So we have already seen how to print work in hard copy, and I have given you the procedures of printing. Let's now see how to burn work on CD. So how are we going to burn work on CD? So before burning on your CD, make sure you have your folder. So on the desktop, make sure you have your folder. For example, I've done my practicals, and this is my folder, Agawapita 007. That is my main folder. I open it. Inside, I go to new folder. I create item 1. Then below, I create another folder, item 2. So it is advisable, in case you are going to attempt a number, you go to your support files, you copy all the files that are there, put them in your folder. Even for item 2, copy those images or any file, put it in your folder. If the images are, for example, provided in a Word document. For example, here I have these images, I have this one called hardware, and inside I have images. You can copy a certain image you want to use. When you go to your publication, for example, I want an image here. In your publication you are designing and you want an image. So in your Word document, copy that image you want, you come to your publisher and paste. So after pasting that image, you can adjust it very well, put it where you want it to be. Distribute the images wherever you want them to be. Open your Word document, copy an image that you want. For example, this image, copy, Ctrl+C, then go to your publication. You paste that image where you want it to be, resize it, and take it in the location where you want it to be. So then if the images are just in the support file, someone can go to insert, picture, then you look for those images, desktop, your exam support files, get that image, put it in your work. Put it in your work and distribute it very well. If you want to be more creative, you can go to insert, shapes, pick like an oval, put it there, then shape format, fill shape, picture. I can get the picture from my support files and then I fill it inside. For example, this one, I fill it. So be more creative in using those shapes. So having created my folder, I ensure that my work is in item 1 and my work is in item 2. For example, let's say my work of item 1 is this. Let's say that is the work I used, manipulating data using different application programs. And let's say for item 2, I did maybe a newsletter or I did a website. So if you do a website, make sure the images are with your HTML files. Make sure if it is website design, you have created item 2. You have created item 2. Make sure the images, copy them in your support files and put all those images in your working folder. Make sure all the images are in your working folder together with your website number. So if you take note of whatever we have shared today, I'm sure you should be good to go. You should be good to do your website number. So make sure that your HTML files, this was our folder item 2, make sure you copy those images into your folder so that the images are with the HTML files. That is when you have done a website file, especially for those who are using Expression Web to design website. For those who are using WordPress, while extracting pages, the pages come with their images. So I've created a folder here and I have my item 1 files. I have my item 2 file. If it is publisher, it is there. You have labeled it very well with good images and everything is there. Or it is a website number. The images are there with their HTML files. So having confirmed that everything is inside, we can now burn this folder on the CD. So make sure you have a CD-R recordable or you have a CD rewritable. So put your CD in the drive. You should be able to see that there is a notification. Let me continue to thank the following teachers. For example, Kagwa Andrew, that is Uganda Matters High School Rubaga, thank you for inviting me. Let me also thank Mr. Egiru Isaac and teacher Akero for inviting me in Serere Township to talk to your learners. Also, Great Aubrey Tororo, I thank you, teacher, for inviting me there. Mr. Geoffrey Usindi SS Arua, thank you for inviting me. St. Kagwa Usheng, I also reached out to you. Thank you for inviting me. Then, thank you, Agnes at Makerere for adult learners. Thank you for inviting me. So here, when you insert your CD, put here the title. For example, Agaba Peter 0008. Or if your name is like KAKURU BENARD 007, you find your personal number can't fit. So write one name and your personal number. Peter 007. You have inserted the CD. Please don't choose this option. Don't choose USB. Please choose CD writable because you have inserted the CD. Then you click next. When you click next, you can make your screen smaller. So make sure your screen is not too big. So we can adjust this window so that we are able to see this. Then we drag and drop. I'm saying drag and drop, we need to avoid copy and paste. For example, if I right click copy, you may find that because I have exam cyberphobia, I right click, instead of pasting, I click on paste shortcut. That is too bad. So please, it's better you drag and drop. It is saying file is ready to be written on the disk. So right click here and say burn to disk. So when you click burn to disk, that is your name and personal number. Click next. So your CD will be burnt. So let me also take this chance to also thank Mr. Charles Ronald, our Itau president, for inviting me at Sam Iga College, that is in Maganjo. I also thank a teacher at Ian College, Liantonde. Thank you for inviting me there. Also, I was at Plus 2 High School. Thank you, Mr. Gregory, for inviting me there. Thank you, Sister Carol Nakangu, for inviting me to talk to your students at Wakiso Seed. It was a marvelous discussion. And also, all those whom I have not mentioned, I'm sorry, the list is endless, but at least I'm sure that these candidates are going to achieve the best in their exams. And those who didn't get facilitators, please utilize this video, watch it from the end to from the start to the end, share it to your candidates if you can invite them, maybe you project and show them this so that they follow. Here we have burnt our work. We can click finish. After the CD is out, please write on your CD, go to your CD if that is your CD and you have burnt the work on it successfully. Make sure you write your personal number on it. Use a permanent marker to write on your CD. On that CD, use a permanent marker. I'm going to demonstrate that. After writing on your CD, use a permanent marker to write your name and personal number. So write there your names, Agaba Peter with a permanent marker and your personal number. After writing on your CD, put it in its jacket. And then after putting it in its jacket, you also put it with your hard copy, the one you printed. Make sure the two go hand in hand. So that is it for our today's session. Please make sure you check in the video description to get all those video lessons on how to approach item 1, item 2 in practical. Also video lessons in answering paper 1 items from item 1 to item 5. I've included all those videos. Please take note of what has been shared here. So as a new curriculum student, please take note of what has been shared here. such that you become such a graduate that the curriculum aims to produce a graduate with employable skills, competitive in the job market. This will make you become more relevant, not only to the school community where you come from, but also from the communities where you originate. Success in this journey of 4 to 5 years of amazing experience. Yes. Also remember to grab a copy of these books, Elite ICT Information Communication Technology, both learners' books and teachers' guides. These books are available for Senior 1, Senior 2, Senior 3, and Senior 4. There is also ICT Mastery. This is for Uganda's competence-based curriculum, Senior 1 to Senior 4, Guide to Theory and Practical Success. So, all these books are available in stock. Some of these books are available in soft copies and hard copies, while others are only available in hard copies, especially for Elite Information Communication Technology ICT. They are only available in hard copies. Now, this step-by-step guide for designing websites using Expression Web is available in both hard copies and soft copies. Grab a copy and design websites with ease. Then there is a practical approach on designing websites using WordPress. This is a step-by-step guide to creating your own website the easy way out. Those of you who think that creating websites with WordPress is hard, get this book. Everything will be smooth. Then there is this ultimate guide, ICT Mastery for Uganda's competence-based curriculum. This one is from Senior 1 to Senior 4. It is a combined book. It is a guide to theory and practical success. Get this book. At least each student should have this handbook, should have this theory book, should have this practical book. It is all in one. Senior 1 to Senior 4. An S1 learner can use it. S2 learner can use it. S3 learner can use it. And an S4 learner can use it as well. It handles both theory and practical elements. It has scenario-based questions with their answers, theory with answers, practical with answers on how best to approach those items. Then we also have tips to passing ICT at ordinary level when it comes to the competence-based curriculum. Grab this ICT mastery and success will belong to you. There is also this for A level. This is a comprehensive approach to practical subsidiary ICT. Those who are in Senior 5, grab this copy. Those who are in Senior 6, you need this book so that your sub-ICT point with a distinction is assured and registered. So, teachers, grab this ICT resourceful 500 GB external hard disk. Even those who want a terabyte is also available. This external ICT resourceful hard disk comes with already loaded content, including all these video lessons like the way we see them on the YouTube channel. I normally put them on this hard disk. For those who have internet issues, grab this hard disk and watch these videos on your computer anytime, anywhere. It has more video lessons like those of elements of construct, how to approach ICT items, video lessons on WordPress, Expression Web, word processing, spreadsheets, database, presentations, programming, desktop publishing, and even how to attempt some mock numbers and UNEB numbers. It also has A-level ICT papers, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. It comes with those PDF questions and their solutions, even others in a Word document format, both UNEB and mock ICT papers. It has A-level sub-ICT topic per topic notes and most softwares you need for your computer lab, and also personal usage. Get softwares like Expression Web 3 and 4, Dreamweaver software, WordPress and XAMPP setup files, Windows 7, 8, 10, 11, Office from 2003 up to the recent 2024. All of them are available. Activators and licenses, Microsoft Visual Studio, Visual Space software. I mean, yes, that virtual space software. Those who have issues with any computing, all the softwares are included here. Those who need offline libraries like Encarta, Britannica, they are there. Adobe Master Collection is there, and much more. Grab this ICT resourceful external hard disk and enjoy its content. If you don't need this resourceful hard disk, the content can be put on an SSD. The SSD, I have those of 256 GB and 512 GB. So you get this portable and slim device with already loaded content. Please contact me on these numbers and get this copy. 07756 You will get any of these resources at your fingertip. Delivery is possible everywhere in the country. Just call those numbers or WhatsApp those numbers. Finally, remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, KAKURU BENARD, for all ICT related content. Find me on Twitter or X, find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all those social media platforms. Jabres.